So, day 2 of our commitment devotion this week. Yesterday, we learned about the commitment I made to Chief Africano to start a sewing school no matter what. And so today we're going to talk about the vision that enabled me to make that commitment. So here we are, Acts 1, verse 8. It says, "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you'll be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth." Turkwel, West Pokot. Literally, the ends of the earth to me. It is a vast amount of wilderness with beautiful mountains set in an undeveloped desert landscape. Wild and domestic animals roam as nomadic tribal warriors dressed in little more than loincloths appear from out of the bush, carrying their walking sticks. Beautiful women adorned in tribal beads nurse their babies, their older children completing chores, all working to create a family life around their humbly made grass and mud huts. Frail old men sit with a gathered council of younger men under the shade tree to tell tales of adventure and expound on words of wisdom. This part of Kenya is primitive and untouched by the noisy bustle of my American world, and the contrast excited me more than words could ever explain. From Habakkuk 2:2, "And the Lord answered me, write the vision, make it plain on tablets so that he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay." Well, my desire for being a witness to the vast ends of the earth began as a young child listening to missionary stories. In my early 20s, I decided I would become a missionary by marrying a missionary. The only problem was that the one I decided to win over never seemed to notice me beyond my financial support. So I transitioned my marital hopes onto a young Kenyan man I met at church. Within a few weeks of dating, I realized that I was not going to be able to meet his primitive expectations of a submissive and subservient wife. A few months later, I met a sweet guy who made me laugh and gave me the best hugs, and his arms felt like home. Knowing that he was the one, I gave up the vision God gave me for being a missionary in Africa. What I didn't know was that God would continue weaving together critical life experiences to prepare me for reaching the ends of the earth in a way that looked much different than traditional missionary work. After 11 years of marriage and 10 years as a stay-at-home mom to 2 kids, I began teaching high school family and consumer sciences, which is career-focused home economics under the umbrella of career and technical education. I easily embraced my teaching mission and purpose. I was to develop the skills that prepared students for careers in entrepreneurship. I soon established and grew our school's fashion studies program and began teaching high schoolers the importance of sewing. And I had no idea that the vision for being a missionary in Africa was reaching its appointed time when I decided to satisfy my wanderlust with my church's missions trip to West Pokot, Kenya. Kenya is saturated with churches preaching a health and wealth gospel that seems to make only its pastors wealthy. The situation is worsened in areas where illiteracy is the norm. Not knowing how to read the word makes it harder to know the word. And so it was here in Kariang, Kenya on December 31st, 2016 that I sat down at abandoned and broken treadle machines and suddenly understood how God had used every one of my life experiences to prepare me to teach oppressed, illiterate, and impoverished women how to sew. All the times before I had asked the Lord to send me, to use me, and here I was finally a vessel for him to use so that women could know his love and his favor as he then established a new work for their hands. God had sent me to the vast ends of the earth to demonstrate his love, not by asking for their tithes and offerings like the church did, but to teach them how to provide an income for themselves and their children. That clear vision, woven together by my life experiences, made it very easy for me to make a commitment to God. Right then and there, I committed wholeheartedly to the vision as I saw it, which was me spending my summers in wild Kenya teaching very happy and grateful women to sew beautiful articles of clothing. Looking back at it, I can see it was a very naive, very romantic, and very self-glorifying vision. And I'm grateful that God didn't reveal all the trials, the roadblocks, and the heartache that was to come. So for now, my commitment's in the honeymoon stage, and I was beyond happy with the commitment I had just made. Tomorrow, we're going to learn a little bit more about our next step in the commitment process.